The Bears have gotten hot. They've strung together some wins, but my friends, that ain't no David Blau. That's number 12. He lives in the sewers in Chicago, bites people's arms off. First quarter, 4th and 4, they're going for. He dials up Devontae. Beautiful play. Touchdown, aggressive, risky, hugs. He was doing this kind of rope swinging thing all day. Rodgers, he had it going. 1 second left, though, all the way into the game. Bears down 8. They dial up a play that they call recess, that they worked on. It's called recess. They go back to Trubisky. He's running around. 000 is on the clock. He gets it to undrafted rookie tight end Jesper Horsted, who's got Allen Robinson lateral it to him. And he tries. He said, I just underestimated how long it was going to take. The ball becomes a fumble, which they couldn't advance anyway. Right. Robinson already apologized for his body language after the game because he was angry because he knows he would have walked in. Bears season over. Packers are going to the playoffs.
Packers the 2 seed. Will Selva's out in the newsroom in Culver City this morning. Let's get a quick update on everything NFL.
All right, thanks, Kay. Guys, well, the Titans seeing their 4-game winning streak come to an end. It had been the longest active streak in the NFL entering Week 15. It also happened to be their first home loss since Week 5 against the Bills. Now, the frustration certainly was palpable for head coach Mike Vrabel as he saw his team allow the most points since their Week 11 bye. He also didn't like what transpired on special teams. He was asked about LaShawn Sims' decision to field a punt at the 1-yard line, and he wasn't in the mood for it, let's just say.
Go ahead.
Why is LaShawn touching that ball?
Listen, come on now. There's a lot of plays in that game, and whether the ball's on the 20, I mean, how fitting that you would ask that question, Paul, that of all those plays in that game, walking in here with Stretch, I said one idiot is going to ask me that question. Like, okay, whether it's on the 20-yard line or the 11-yard line. Like, let's go back and talk about the game, Paul.
First play, should he have caught that? First in the end zone. That turned into a pick going the other way.
Should he have caught it? Like, come on, Joe. Like, you're a professional writer. Like, I don't know. Like, the guy came in and hit him as the ball got there.
Coming in hot, the drama surrounding the Browns continues. Wide receiver Jarvis Landry seen in a heated exchange with head coach Freddie Kitchens on the sideline during the 4th quarter of the loss to the Cardinals, a game in which Landry had 5 catches for just 23 yards. So what was the conversation about?
I went to ask for the ball. I felt like I hadn't touched the ball since the 1st quarter. And we're inside of 10 minutes in the 4th, and I still hadn't touched the ball. Well, that play I touched the ball, so everybody respects Freddie, and I will continue to be loyal to Freddie and everything that he's doing here. Just because we had a difference today and seemed like a difference today to everybody or to the world doesn't mean I don't have respect for him. I still have tremendous respect for him.
And the Browns have lost 2 of their last 3 after winning 3 straight. Certainly seems like every week there's some kind of drama surrounding the Browns there, but certainly those frustrations boiling over there on the sideline.
You're right about that, Will. Frustration. Speaking of frustration, the Rams. Let's get to some highlights. Appreciate it, Will. We'll check back in with you later. A frustrating season for the Los Angeles Rams. And here's a little coin situation. I'll call it the coin star. Kyle Brandt, I hope you can break this down for me after this highlight. And Jason Garrett saying, no, he said this. The ref saying he said that. They got it fixed, and Dallas Cowboys will get the ball at halftime because they deferred and kicked at the beginning of the game. And how about this? They say when you want to party in Texas, you go to Austin. So that's what Dak Prescott did. Former Ram. Yep, they got rid of him, right? And there's the playmaker. And he's doing the Tekashi 6ix9ine dance, who actually gets out on Wednesday. It's a whole different conversation.
Never talking about it.
Ezekiel Elliott, he gets in, and he gives the ball to a little kid, which we love. And Jerry Jones, we got to have a shot at Jerry Jones. That's just what the contract says. And what does the contract say for Dak Prescott? We don't know because he doesn't have one. But we do know that they beat up on the Rams 44-21. Kyle?
It was a great day for Dallas. Huge win, get to 500, pound the Rams. But it also got really weird. And sometime in the second half on the call, Joe Buck says, we have a situation with the coin toss. Now, when you win the toss at the beginning of a game, what you win is the right to choose, kick, or receive. If you choose to defer that right to the second half, that's fine. You get the ball the second half. However, If you say we choose to kick, you are in effect using that, and you don't get it in the second half. It gets very literal, and there's a lot of semantics. So in other words, Dallas was facing a scenario in which they were going to kick off both halves. Now watch this. We're going to roll the tape, and you're going to see Dak Prescott, who says a lot of things about kicking and defense and everything, but in the middle of it all does say defer. It's kind of a mess. Have a listen.
It is heads. Dallas has won the toss.
Go defense. Defense. We want to kick it. Kicking it that way.
You want to kick?
We defer the second half. Yes.
Okay, you're going to kick.
Go defense. Defense. We want to kick it. Kicking it that way.
You want to kick?
We defer the second half. Yes.
Okay, you're going to kick.
All right, quick timeout. Look at the right side of the screen.
Okay.
That's Johnny Hecker, the punter for the Rams, who knows exactly what's going on.
Look at
Weddle side down and be like, bro, this is a mess right now. They've both seen everything, both in special teams. They've done a million coin tosses.
Dak basically said what? He said, I'm going to defer the decision and we're going to kick.
Dak said everything. He said, we're going to kick. We're going to kick.
First he
We're gonna
said
play
defense,
The
defense.
second half.
We're gonna play
the official says, so you want to kick. And the Rams are just laughing about it because they know we are now in the upside down. So roll it ahead. Let's see how this finishes.
Go defense. Defense. We want to kick it. Kicking it that way.
One defense.
We want to kick it.
Go defense. Defense. We want to kick it. Kicking it that way.
You want to kick?
We defer the second half. Yes.
Okay, you're going to kick.
All he heard was kick.
Look at Weddle.
So the game starts, and there's shots of Dak on the sideline and Garrett on the sideline. Like, no, that's not what we did. And it gets kind of lost here. It's like sometimes my child comes home and he says, can I have a cookie when we get home? And I go, yeah, we'll talk about it. And all he heard was, yeah, and he's eating one. And I said, we'll talk about it. He said, you said, yeah. But here's the best part. The league command center in New York got involved mid-game in halftime and said, hold on a second. We heard him say defer. He's going to defer. And they fixed the whole thing in real time, which is difficult to do. They told both coaching staffs, guys, he deferred. The Cowboys are getting the ball to start the second half. They got it. They got points out of it. And now we have Defergate or whatever. But it was settled. And I remember when the Jerome Bettis thing happened on Thanksgiving, heads or tails or whatnot, the next week, Atlanta Falcons linebacker Jesse Tuggle came out for the coin toss holding a sign that said heads. I would just suggest to Dak Prescott, maybe next week, a little bit of levity, get your Microsoft Surface and bring it out and just have it say defer, because that's all, no defense, no kicking, just say defer. And in fact, the Rams decided to defer the win, and the Cowboys railed them. But that was really messy. However, I salute the league, the command center, everybody in New York.
Nice.
They fixed it, guys. We did it. That was fun.
Go to the other game there in the NFC East. This was a big one here. The Redskins hosting the Eagles. Redskins did not go quietly into the night. They fought their butts off. And this was Adrian Peterson with a tremendous, looks like Marcus Allen in the Super Bowl. Tremendous run here. Reverses field, and he does history. He passes Curtis Martin for 5th on the all-time rushing yards list and ties Walter Payton for 4th on the all-time rushing touchdown list. Take that, Dutch Clark. Tell me I didn't make the top 10? Get out of here.
Clark's sitting pretty.
That's
Wherever he
it.
is.
Carson Wentz, game on the line. Hits Greg Ward. Greg Ward, of all people, had 4 catches down the stretch. Wentz would go 8 for 8 on a final drive, saving the Philadelphia Eagles season, keeping them alive.
I heard Greg Ward made the NFL Top 100.
Greg Ward
That's
is
true.
a fantastic player. Mentioned more than any other player on the show today. Eagles win by 10. Unbelievable thing. A lot of unknown weapons for Carson Wentz. They got it done. Zach Ertz, he knows he's actually a known weapon. Ken Jones caught up with him after the game.
I mean, they're a good team. Obviously, they showed today, but just really proud of the guys. I don't think anything that those guys are doing is surprising any of the guys on this football team. We've seen the way they've worked over the past 15 weeks. Even though they weren't in there with the ones each and every day, they were competing against our defense on the practice squad. And now they're just making the most of their opportunities, and we're going to need everyone.
Zach, last question. My goodness, this sounds like an Eagles home crowd.
Yeah.
What are the Cowboys coming into next week at your place?
It's going to be a heck of an environment. Obviously, everyone understands what that game's going to mean for the long run. It's going to be a heck of a – Philly's going to bring it. I expect it. I know they're going to. And as Eagles, we're going to do the same.
Taking a look at the playoff picture here. Eagles going to 7-7, of course, keeping pace with the Cowboys atop the NFC East. The two will face off, of course, like Zach Ertz is saying, in Philly next time on his home turf with their fans. If the Cowboys win, they do clinch the division. The Eagles have to beat the Cowboys, and then they have to beat the Giants as well in Week 17 to lock things up.